Hey there to my trans family and all allies. We've lately experienced a surge in excellent LGBTQ plus holiday movies. At this point, Happiest Season is second to none for me. But you're still only likely to find at most one trans movie on any Christmas list of movies to watch. That's why we remixed and expanded this list to include 10 must-see trans movies set during holidays. At number 1, we've got Santa Camp from 2022 with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 100%. The Rotten Tomatoes description reads, "Every summer, a horde of professional Santas, Mrs. Clauses, and elves descend on a campsite in the New Hampshire woods to learn the tricks of the trade. But this year is different. The organizers, members of the 100-strong New England Santa Society, have decided to tackle a complicated and historic problem, the lack of diversity in the Santa industry. They enlist a black Santa, a Santa with a disability, and a transgender Santa, each with their own surprising Santa origin story," end quote. Now, in Santa Camp, the reason for the season is diversity. There are inspiring moments from a Santa who is black and another with spina bifida, as well as trans Santa Levi, having a powerful encounter in which a protest from the Proud Boys is drowned out by pro-trans carolers. Trans Santa Levi shared with Screen Rant what a joyous experience they had at Santa Camp, saying, "For me, it was mostly highs. Security did a really great job of sheltering us from a lot of the heat, because what I was really concerned about was the kids having to experience that. Being able to have that warm, welcoming environment with the kids was paramount." Going on to say, there were kids that were asking for things that you would never ask Santa for, like gender-affirming things, and most of it was just so lovely. It's just so heartwarming, and you feel like you have faith in the future when you see kids like that. For me, the best part was seeing the kids feel like they were in a safe space to ask for those things. That is what makes me want to keep doing it. And ending with saying, "My takeaway is that really I'm just being visible. Despite the hate about how we are ruining kids, I think that if I had a trans Santa, or even visibility about what being trans was when I was younger, it would have made a huge difference in my life. I'm not altering a child's destiny. They're going to be who they're going to be. But I just hope they can be their whole self sooner in life. And that's what I want people to see in Trans Santa," end quote. You can watch that on Max, the one to watch for HBO with a subscription. At number 2, we've got El Sabor de la Navidad, or The Taste of Christmas, released in 2023 with an IMDb score of 6.8 out of 10. The description from Out Magazine Online says, "Superstar actor and producer Salma Hayek is making holidays merrier this year by producing a new Spanish-language film that intertwines 3 different Christmas stories, including one about a Mexican mother learning to embrace her trans daughter." Hayek said it was important for her to produce a project that sends a strong message about what she believes, saying, quote, "We believe in projects that represent the community in the right way, but also makes them think, makes them feel proud of who we are." She said, "Sometimes when it's a family member, you have to accept first and then understand," she added about the trans plot. "But it's important to go towards that second step so you're not tolerating a loved one, but totally loving someone." You can see that one on VIX with a subscription. At number 3, we have Tokyo Godfathers, released in 2003, with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 92%. The description from Logo TV says, "What happens when a chosen family of 3 homeless folks, including Hannah, a transgender woman who dreams of being a mother, discover an abandoned baby on Christmas Eve?" Inspired by Peter B. Kind's 1913 novel The Three Godfathers, the same source material as the iconic 1980s comedy 3 Men and a Baby, this moving, critically beloved animated dramedy had a U.S. theatrical run to qualify for the Oscars. Despite some dated bits of homo and transphobia, it will give you the burst of Christmas spirit you've been waiting for. At number 4, we have the Amazon original series With Love, released in 2021 with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 100%. The description from Out Magazine says, "After her critically acclaimed run as the showrunner of the queer-inclusive reboot of One Day at a Time, Gloria Kellett teamed up with Amazon Studios to bring us With Love, Prime Video's first holiday miniseries featuring an inclusive LGBTQ+ cast and storylines. Telling the story of the Diaz family, the series features a gay couple, as well as one of the first transgender love stories to ever be featured in a holiday rom-com. You can watch that one on Amazon Prime with a subscription. At number 5, we've got Mixed Nuts, released in 1994. It's got a Rotten Tomatoes score of 13%. Uh-oh. But look at this cast. So, the description from The Advocate says, "Nora Ephron followed her hit rom-com Sleepless in Seattle with Mixed Nuts, a critically panned holiday ensemble flick led by Steve Martin as the head of a suicide prevention hotline service." The film is notable for being the first movie appearance of Liev Schreiber, who portrays a transgender woman named Chris. The comedy does not hold up well in present day, but the character is memorable for a sweet romance she develops with a ukulele player named Louie, played by Adam Sandler. A description from Inchi Moore goes on to say, this 90s classic stars Juliette Lewis, Steve Martin, and Adam Sandler at the prime of their careers, with cameos from a young Parker Posey and Jon Stewart. But our favorite character is Chris, played by Liev Schreiber, a trans woman who seeks a safe space for the holidays at the headquarters of a suicide hotline operated by Martin's character. As a chaotic series of events ensues during Christmas Eve, Chris finds love with a young Sandler's ukulele-playing character. And the description from Cracked goes on to say a lot about Mixed Nuts doesn't hold up so well today, from the frequently glib depiction of mental illness to some cringy jokes that undercut the inclusion of a trans character, the one played by Liev Schreiber, to the side of Jon Stewart attempting to rollerblade. But still, in an age when half-assed pseudo-movies starring members of the Cameron family seem to rule the holiday season, one has to admire how Mixed Nuts eschews traditional gooey Christmas sentimentality for pitch-black comic anarchy. You can see that one on Peacock with a subscription. And then at number 6, we got Life of Brian, with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 96%. The description from IMDb says, born on the original Christmas in the stable next door to Jesus Christ, Brian of Nazareth spends his life being mistaken for a Messiah. Now, what's better than the birth of Jesus? A trans woman being present for the event. Whereas Tokyo Godfathers gives us a modern rendition of the classical Bible story, check out Life of Brian for a retelling of the Gospels that may make this your favorite tale to tell by the fire. The trans inclusion becomes explicit later in the movie, with a description from Wikipedia saying, Loretta tells her comrades Reg, Judith, and Francis that she wants to be a woman, wants to have babies, and that it is, quote, every man's right to have babies if he wants them, end quote. Although Reg is skeptical, Judith accedes to Loretta's request that she can have the right to have babies, which Francis agrees to as symbolic of the struggle against the Romans. Life of Brian is currently streaming on Netflix with a subscription. At number 7, we've got Tangerine with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 96%. A description from Autostraddle says, this is not a lesbian Christmas movie, but it is a Christmas-adjacent movie about two trans women sex workers of color. Cindy and Alexandra get out of jail and right back into their chaotic Los Angeles existence on Christmas Eve. Alexandra is prepping for an upcoming performance, and Cindy is prepping to cause a bit of drama regarding her boyfriend Chester cheating on her. Naming it the number 2 best Christmas movie of all time, Vulture writes that in a list primarily occupied by prosperous white families, Tangerine serves as a corrective to that tradition. Quote, it's a film as vital, alive, and in touch with the holiday as more traditional entries, an invitation to other filmmakers to redefine what a Christmas movie can be, and as much a story about the importance of human kindness as the one that tops the list. You can see that right now on Hulu with a subscription. At number 8, we've got a pick that might be more controversial than Mixed Nuts. We've got The Bitch Who Stole Christmas with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 81%. A description from We Are Her says, if you're a Drag Race fan, you'll love this. The Bitch Who Stole Christmas is a queer Christmas extravaganza featuring RuPaul and 20 ex-Drag Race contestants, including the first trans man on the show. You can see that right now with video on demand from Amazon. At number 9, we've got Dash and Lily with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 100%. A description from Once Upon a Journey says, Dash and Lily is a queer inclusive Netflix show that takes place around Christmas. We love the storyline of the series, and although the main storyline isn't a queer one, there is a trans woman named Roberta, a gay guy, and a lesbian woman included in Dash and Lily. You can see that one right now with a subscription to Netflix. And at number 10, we have an episode of Pose, Season 1, Episode 3, Giving and Receiving, with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 96%. A description from Pose FX Fandom says, the House of Evangelista celebrates the holidays and prepares for the snowball in spite of Angel's lack of holiday spirit. Electra contemplates undergoing an affirming medical procedure. A description from Wikipedia says, on July 13, 2021, Michaela Rodriguez became the first trans lead ever nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. You can see that one right now with a subscription to either to FX or Hulu. And for a bonus pick, we've got Holiday Heart with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 92%. A description from The Advocate says, Holiday Heart stars Ving Rhames as the gay drag queen Holiday Heart, who, after a breakup with his boyfriend, takes in drug-addicted Wanda, played by Alfred Woodward, and her daughter Nikki, played by Jessica Reynolds, during the holidays. Showtime was pushing boundaries during this period at the new millennium, with the goal of capturing the LGBTQ+ audience. Holiday Heart, according to my unscientific research, was the first holiday film featuring a drag queen and one of the first films ever whose lead character was an effeminate gay black man. Well, that's the end. Thanks for stopping by. I hope at least one of these movies brings you some holiday cheer. For more Christmas goodness, check out Now That's Trans Christmas Music Volume 1. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.